So, talk to me about what led to the decision to coming back here to Henderson.
There's a lot of things that go into play there. Henderson is football-wise, very tradition-rich organization, and so to be a part of that played a big role in it. And then the administration here. The administration here is very solid, and I think that's a key component to any athletic department in any high school to have that relationship. And so those two key components played a bigger role than maybe our past memories that we had here and success that we had. But that was kind of it, and the transition in the meantime has been great.
And of course, talking about that tradition, of course, being able to take over this team that your father won the state championship with in 2010, what does that mean to you?
It's very, it's a pretty cool experience. But I've said it from day one. Those what we accomplished in that time and those memories are awesome, and they're always going to be something that myself and my family and that team and those coaches are going to hold on to. But we're extremely focused on trying to repeat that. So we got to build a foundation and move forward. And but it was a great time, and I know Henderson has loved it, and they want it to be duplicated.
And talking about that duplication of that success, how important is it to you to not only get a team that you've been around before, but your father's had success with, back to that relevance that they had before?
I think it's all on expectations. Expectations are very high, not only from myself toward our team and coaches, but also in the community and in the school district. And so, and that's beyond athletics. I think the expectations are higher here for us to have kind of the gold standard of school district in East Texas in everything that we do, all extracurricular academics, and so that alone is pretty cool. And so I love the high expectations. I love knowing that the standard and the expectation is set every day when I come to work from our administration and our community, and it's a roadmap of where we want to get to.
And talking about those expectations, what has sort of the feedback and the reception been like from the public and other fans around here with you coming back?
I think everybody's pretty excited, and I know we are. We were very excited this week to finally get to work and get football season rolling and get our foundation put in place and get the changes put in place so we can move forward. And so it's been a great start.
And of course, you mentioned that you're starting to want to build something else, and the old times were great. But is there a thought of sort of trying to build on that family legacy that has been here throughout the years?
Oh, there's always that. I mean, I've been on the sidelines since I could walk, and so definitely not trying to erase anything, but we want to keep building on like you said, keep building on the legacy and keep building on the expectations, and let's do it here in Henderson.
And would you say that knowing what your dad did played any part in you coming back here?
I think it's give or take a little bit. Honestly, it had to do with my wife Lacey and our kids, and what was best for my family at that point in time. And so, just happened to be that it was Henderson, a place that we've been before. But it was really more about my wife and my kids, and it just was a great opportunity for them.
And of course, the one banner, being able to hang another banner that would have your name next to your father's name. What would something like that mean?
Oh, it'd be pretty special. Be pretty special, and then we're to a point too where my kids are fixing to be in high school, and so I'd be lying to say if that cross doesn't, that doesn't cross my mind. But it is a bigger picture. It is about all of our kids and our community, and not just my family.
So, looking at the upcoming season, what is sort of the feeling around the team right now?
There's a ton of excitement. I think kind of our new approach is they're very excited about it. The way we practice, our practice mentality, our expectation and standard, and they're buying into it fully. And I think I think their excitement this week in practice is radiated not only in the field but in the community because of the response I've gotten from some of the parents and family. So they're just as excited as we are about getting back started.
And of course, with the team that you're bringing in from last year, they just barely missed out on the playoffs. With the team and of course the expectations you said, what is the goal for your first year in this team for this year?
Our goal is always going to be initially the playoffs. It's something that hasn't happened here since 2019. Coach Baker had done a phenomenal job the last 2 years. I have a lot of respect for Clay and what what he did at Carlisle, and now going back and then what he was able to do here. So, we're going to build on that and continue to move forward. And I think by them just missing out is kind of helped with the excitement and the momentum we're trying to generate early on, because they did miss out and they were close. And so it's something that they want bad, and I think it's showing right now in their work ethic and the way we're practicing.
And of course, with any first year for a coach, there's going to be some growing pains with the team, learning the new scheme and all that. How quickly is the team sort of picked up on what you guys are doing?
I think very quickly, but you're right. I mean, there's always, every team's different. Next year is going to be different than this year, and so on and so forth. You got to adapt to what we have, and so that's our job as coaches, to make sure our kids are in the best position possible to be successful. And let's get the best 11 on the field, and let's go compete.
And of course, with the people who were here last year, what can they expect to see different from last year's team compared to this year's team?
I might be unfair to say just because I wasn't here, but I would be willing to say with our guys this year is going to be a group of guys that play because they love the game, they play because they love each other, and just a ton of enthusiasm and diving into their teammates. And that's something that we preach every single day. It's hard to be successful alone. We've got to do it together and as a team.